Welcome to Toffee TV. There's my three things from Everton 1, West Ham 3 at Goodison Park today. Another game without a win for Everton. It's 10 now in the Premier League. Another home game without winning. 3 home wins all season in March is appalling, really, and it's April before we play again at Goodison. So what an absolutely awful record that is. Yeah, just listen, we were winning 1-0 and we were on top and we threw it away. And we missed opportunities. Dwight McNeil missing an absolute golden chance to kill the game off, or certainly put Everton in command, 2-0 up. I don't know how he's missed it. I really don't. It's easier to score than what he did do. The first thing I want to talk about is our throw-ins, which seems such a trivial thing, but we're absolutely appalling at it. Our only default off a throw-in is throwing it back 30 yards. And it's so negative. And I don't know if that's the manager. If that's the manager, then he needs to have a look at himself in the mirror, because it's, how can you be that negative for throw-ins? And if it isn't the manager, he needs to get a grip of these players. And when you're trying to get on the front foot and you have a throw-in midway inside their half, throwing it back to us, back to our centre-back in our half, is a negative ball, because what is he trying to do? It's the same with the trying to pass it out from the back, which we don't. We pass it that slow, we allow people to get on top of us, and it ends up back with Pickford knocking it long anyway, which we lose. But the throw-ins are really doing my head in. I seen it at Brighton last week, Ben Godfrey throwing a ball back into our half when we were on the offensive. It's just, I mean, like 10 yards outside their box, he throws it back into our half. It sounds trivial, I get it. It does, but it's those little things that when you put them together with the other stuff we don't do well, just gives you that image, that it shows you the thinking behind stuff, that it's everything is caution first and foremost, and it can't be. We're at a time of the season where we've got to break caution, we've got to win games of football. You don't win games of football very often by just being overly cautious. The game plan simply cannot be keep it tight and try and nick it off a set piece, because guess what? We can't defend set pieces, as the last 2 weeks have proven. That it just winds me up. It was winding me up today, and I thought I am going to speak about it tonight, because it really, I don't get it. I don't get throwing it back in. You should be going that way to score a goal. Why is everything going the opposite way? It's absolutely crazy. Our players are so negative, even when they touch the ball. It's back, they run towards their own goal more than they run the other way. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Now that trivia one is out the way. Beto, talk about Beto, who come in today for Dom. I actually thought he did well. I thought he did well. He missed 2 great opportunities, and his touch isn't great. But he did grow into the game. Scored a great header. You know, and that really should have been a platform for us to go on and get a massive win. He was knocking West Ham's defenders about. He was growing in confidence. And the manager took him off him. Such a strange decision at that time of the game, because he still looked like he might get on the end of something else. And this is where I think Sean Dyche has got a real problem with knowing what to do. Because everything is like for like. Everything. And I think Beto, I don't see any way he deserved to go off when he did today. Yeah, like you said, he missed a good opportunity in the first half and his penalty. Goalie goes the other way. We're talking about a great penalty. He misses a penalty. Yeah, it should have been, it wasn't a great pen, but he's missed it. Keeper made a decent save. Like you said, scored a good goal. Is he perfect? Nope. Is Dom probably a better all-round striker on his day? Absolutely. But Beto was affecting the game still when he got taken off today. And I know they just equalised, but I still would have left him on because he was causing them problems. And I don't get this with the manager. I know it's, what do you do? But neither winger, Harrison and McNeil, were awful today, performance-wise. Just didn't play well, either of them. And could he have pushed James Garner on the right and stuck Dom alongside Beto and just dropped the Corey in alongside Onana and just gone 4-4-2 and tried to stretch them that way, knocking it up to Dom, and because we were on the front foot. Now people might say, well, no, because we were on the front foot. Fair enough, but I just didn't think he deserved to get taken off. If he's affecting the game still the way he was, the manager should have just left on where he was on the bench until it looked like Beto was knackered and maybe replace him with 5 minutes to go. I just thought he did okay today. Scored a great header. It was a great cross from James Garner. It wasn't. He finished it brilliantly. And let's try and get him more opportunities like that. I'd like him to take the one he has in the first half. That shows a bit of calmness in front of goal. But maybe right now with the lack of game time, he just hasn't had that opportunity enough to slot it. But he's got to be scoring those goals. We don't get a load of chances. So when they come along, we're going to need him to be taking them. The same with Dom. If he's in that area, that same zone, he has got to take them chances. And too many of them are going missing. But I thought he did all right today. And like I said, took his goal well. And his performance was highlighted more because Dom come on and didn't really affect the game. We just seemed to lose a lot of impetus and a lot of momentum when he went off. And that's frustrating. And the final point is, again, maybe a point, like how many points are we going to need to stay up? And it's difficult because you never know. We don't seem to be that team that gets a result that people aren't expecting. Like last week, we went to Brighton and had Lewis Dunk's header at the bar and come out and we'd have held on. And that would have been a win where people would have looked and gone, God, I didn't expect them to win that game. But we don't really do that. And if we're not winning games when we are 1-0 up and in control of, then how do we... I just don't know how we're going to win the games that we need to win, if that makes sense. Of course, this can change. Everton could go to Old Trafford and fluke a win next week or go and get a result next week. I don't know. It's unlikely because we haven't been doing it. We haven't won for 10. So it's unlikely. The manager will probably, when he's asked that question, he'll be like, well, we're closer to winning one than aren't we with law of averages? I don't know. But we've had home games, Palace and West Ham. We should have taken, in my opinion, 6 points from both games, and we took one, rather. We've got Sheffield United, Burnley, Forest and Brentford. That has to be 4 wins. But as right now, I don't see that being 4 wins because we can't score goals and we're not offensive enough. We're not on the front foot enough to kill those teams off. And that's an issue. We let teams just kind of feel their way into game. We've done it again today. The first half, we had a couple of moments. But if you look at it, there was very little until we got the penalty. Very little. We don't play with any intensity. We don't get after teams. We don't make it uncomfortable for away teams now. And you can use the excuse all you want if we haven't got the players. Well, how come every other team who hasn't got the players does make it like that for the opposition? And you can't even use the excuse now, well, we're not losing. We've just lost today. We haven't won since December the 16th. Something has got to change. We've won 3 home games all season. We have to build an intensity. And right now, you're looking... I am worried. I'm very, very worried today. Very worried after that. Because we will get, in my opinion, we will be losing more points. Now, hopefully, it's only a fraction. 2 or 3 points. I hope that's the case. I hope there's no points lost. But if we lose 2 or 3 points, we're back right on the edge of the relegation zone again, aren't we? Today was the day to really hammer them points home that we got the other day and go, right, we're on a marker now. We would have gone above Bournemouth. We'd have been clear of Brentford, clear of Forest, clear of Luton. And we haven't. We've been beaten. And now we go to United. So we are in trouble. We're in a fight. We're going to have to win games. It sounds stupid. It sounds captain fucking obvious. But I'm just right now, I'm not sure where we don't look like we're capable of winning games of football. That's a really, really scary thing. And we can't blame the squad today and say, oh, we didn't have this player or we didn't have Idrissa Gueye. That was it. Doesn't score goals or create goals. So it's a real worry. And I am worried tonight, I must admit. Right, that's it. from me. Go and have a good weekend. See you later.